So how bad has the pandemic affected Oregonians? A recent Portland State University study shows 53% of renters cut back on food and medications just to pay rent, and almost 35% owe back rent.
We know that families are struggling to make ends meet in this particular moment.
The United Way of the Columbia-Willamette and the city of Portland have teamed up. 2,800 eligible Portlanders will have two different opportunities to apply for a one-time gift card worth $500. The only way to apply is through the website pdxassist.com.
We're trying to limit in-person exposure related during this time of the pandemic. So trying to offer opportunities both through community-based organizations and through a web-based program.
It's part of the city's larger, recently launched $15 million household assistance program. The majority of the funds are being distributed through 35 culturally specific community-based organizations. The program hopes to reach 27,000 Portlanders by the end of the year.
It was also important for us to design a program which had an opportunity for a public offering for those folks who may not be connected to community-based organizations.
$2 million in gift cards will also be distributed through shelters and homeless organizations to help the homeless.
As we head into winter, these funds will be a lifeline for people who are struggling to face COVID-19 without even the basic protection of a home.
The cards will likely be mailed out in November. That's most likely a better option than the debacle the state created when it announced $500 checks would be made available at a few area banks, creating long lines and frustration. And whether you live in Oregon or Southwest Washington, you can always call 211 to find out what resources are available to you. I'm Devin Haskins, KGW News.